Welcome back, everybody, to DGOT, the Instant Reactions. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We're, I would say, a couple days late on this one, but we're doing our best with what we got. We're going to be talking about 2026's Faces of Death. I would not consider this a remake. This is kind of what would you call this movie, Dustin? It's not a
Uh,
remake.
it's like a meta reboot of an existing IP.
Yeah,
I,
that's
I
perfect,
mean,
actually. No, I like that description. General thoughts for me. I had not seen the original Faces of Death. I'd seen like bits and pieces. Obviously, I remember the monkey scene and all that. But this movie, I went into it with very limited information. I saw the trailer at AMC. I'm sure you saw it at Regal. We see a lot of movies. Uh, I was hooked instantly because it has Dacre Montgomery in it. He's one of my favorite actors from the Stranger Things universe from as Billy. I think he's a great actor. And me and Dustin saw him in a film earlier this year, Dead Man's Wire. He was great in that as well. Uh,
hmm
I think honestly, Dacre would be a superstar by now if he hadn't taken a couple year hiatus after Stranger Things, just because he's not super into Hollywood. He wanted to do the kind of roles and the kind of movies he wanted to do. He didn't really want to. I'm not saying he won't end up doing more big mainstream stuff, but that's just who he is, and I can appreciate that. And I know that the Stranger Things role was kind of tough on him. What did you want to say? Did you want to say something, Dustin?
didn't even know he was in Stranger Things.
But when we get to season 2, you'll get to know him.
Oh, okay.
But just the movie overall, I gave the movie a 3.5 on Letterboxd, so in that 6.5 to 7 range. I did enjoy the movie, especially like the first hour or so, like the build up towards the end. I thought that was really good. I know me and Dustin are in this together. Drop the meme uh, with the ending. We'll talk about that in our cons. We're going to spoil it, so just a heads up. But yeah, I thought it was a fine movie. It was only an hour and 98 minutes. It's not a long movie at all. And I
Yeah.
thought it was well paced for the most part. And yeah, I enjoyed it. It was, but to me, like this year hasn't been great, but this has been kind of middle of the road and it's been okay.
So for me, Faces of Death, the original, is one of those that I watched when I was way too young because that's not just, ooh, this is a scary movie. It's like that was a very controversial, gory, graphic movie. Back in when I was like 10, 9, 10, 11 years old, I had some friends that I would go over to their house and we would watch, Stephen King. It was usually Stephen King movies, to be honest with you. But one night I was over there and we just watched this or the original, and I told you I don't remember much about the original because I think I was too young and like I blocked it out and I wasn't really paying attention to the movie because the whole time the only thing I do remember about it is just that feeling like I should not be watching this. Um, so that being said, I went into this really with no expectations. Nothing to compare it to. I will say that you know when I saw the cast, Dacre Montgomery, yeah, what I've seen that he's in, I think he has a lot of talent as far as acting goes. But what sold me was Barbie Ferreira. Like I'm a big fan of her. I saw her in a movie last year that didn't get nearly enough love called Bob Trevino Likes It, and I know you remember me telling you about that movie. That movie is just such a beautifully sad movie, and she was so good in that movie. So I was like, okay, I'm in. And then of course my girl Charlie XCX is in this one, so I was like, say less, I'm in. Now Charlie's role, I would
She's
have
in like what
liked.
3 scenes
Yeah, right.
and didn't
And
do anything in them
didn't
really.
do anything and didn't between you and me, she didn't do well in those roles. Like there was nothing about her that I was like, why they could have just cast any girl off the street to do that. I think they just wanted to have her name attached to the movie for
I
star
get it.
power,
I
which
get
makes
that.
sense. And for her, I can understand her taking the role because she's very passionate about movies,
She
and
is.
her letterbox, she takes it very seriously. And
She does.
and when this movie was made, she hadn't had, the moment wasn't made yet. And the 100 Nights of Hero, I think, was another movie that she was. I think that's the name of it that I saw. She hadn't been in much to that point, so I went into it and I was like, let's go. And like you said, the first hour, nearly an hour, I was into it. If we want to go ahead and get into positives, I mean, the pacing and the tension in the first hour was really good.
Yeah.
I think the do you want to go ahead and get into
Yeah,
positives?
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I think the effects were really good.
Hmm.
Um, it was graphic. There was some stuff in it that'll make you squirm, and it looked good. Not, it didn't look pleasing, but it looked good. Um, and then I like the meta approach to it. Um,
Yeah.
in a day and age where reboots and sequels and remakes are just a dime a dozen, this takes another approach to it. This acknowledges that, yeah, what we're basing this off of was a movie, but it's like, let's recreate that movie. It's kind of like the new Anaconda movie, um, which we both enjoyed. It was fun. But so I can appreciate that, because I think now I wouldn't have picked up on it if they'd have just done a shot by shot remake, because I don't remember the original, but there are people that would.
Oh yeah.
So I can appreciate the creativity to take this approach. However, I'll save something about that in my negatives. Um, I think the acting was fine across the board. Now, like I said, Charlie, she didn't wow me in her couple scenes, but I think from the people that had the majority of the airtime, I thought that they did good. Barbie, I thought was fine; she was good. Dacre Montgomery was really good. I thought Jermaine Fowler, who plays Margot's boss, I thought he played that role really well. Like, he was a friend to her, but he also had to take his job seriously. I thought he was good. And I thought her roommate, Ryan, played by Aaron Holiday, I thought he was really good. So there's a lot to like in this movie. However, my score is lower than your score on Letterbox, and it's because of that last 15, 20 minutes or so. So um, that's where I'll leave off on the positives and let you take over.
Yeah, totally valid too. Because me and you have talked about our qualms with the ending. We're pretty similar in that too.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I've already talked. I've already bounced on it enough for Dacre. I won't continue on with that. I just think he's a really good actor. He's a really good villain too. Like, he's like, whenever we did that pitch a sequel episode, what, years ago, like, I cast him as Freddy Krueger, like in my movie. You
Ah,
remember, like
I don't
he's who I
remember
think.
that, but yeah.
I think he would be fantastic as Freddy Krueger. Like, he just has, like, even if you don't like Stranger Things, if you watch, when I'm going to make you do it, because we're going to bring the series back pretty soon, seasons 2 and 3, especially season 3. Like, he is so good. Like, he's my favorite character. Not that the quality of his character, but just like,
Can
he's a great actor, and he's just got character development. Like, I just really appreciate his acting.
can you
I
spoil
wasn't.
something? Can you spoil something for me about
Yeah,
that?
go
Is
ahead.
he more of a villain in that, or is he a straight baby face, like good guy the whole time, or does he
No,
have
he's
like,
not. He's not a good guy.
okay?
Like,
Because the
he's got like the mullet. He's got like the sports car, or like the hot rod car in high school. So, like, he's picking up chicks, but he's racist too, because he's mean to Lucas.
well
But
the reason I
he's got
asked
like a
that
troubled childhood and all that. He's a complex character.
the reason I asked that is because he's really good, and this is not meant to be a slight to him, but he's just got that look where he just looks like a slimy douchebag. I don't, and that's great for the type of roles that I've seen him in. Like, he
Yeah,
just seems like he's not trustworthy.
yeah.
So
And Billy in Stranger Things, like, he fits that role. I was not familiar with Barbie Ferreira. I know you have spoke highly of that movie. What was Bob Trevino likes it? Is that what it
Bob
was?
Trevino likes it. Yep.
Yeah, I gotta watch that one. I wasn't familiar with her. I know she's in Euphoria as well. I know
Hmm.
you're a big fan of that show.
Come on.
Just kidding. Uh, she's a big name, but I hadn't heard of her. But I thought she did her character fine. I think she kind of got a little tropey, with just the writing of her character. Getting overly obsessed, and like, it's clearly not in the rules, or it's clearly in the rules that you can't do what you're doing. But anyway, we'll just move on past that. I thought all the other acting was fine as well, considering this is a low budget independent film. I thought the acting was fine. But I agree with you. I think my favorite aspect of the movie was just the approach. Like, we got this killer who's inspired by this movie, and he wants to recreate these deaths, and they're touching on like a something that's very relevant in our society right now, social media, and people being, drawn to these kind of videos. Like, I don't have an X account anymore, but like, how many times did we see like people getting killed in videos on there, and like, it'd get millions and millions of views, and people would say, take this down, but how much traction did it get? So I thought
Hmm.
that was very relevant, and he was haunting with how realistic the movie was. Like, you find these like relevant character, or these people into, like, it's all in like Jacksonville, Florida. Like, he's finding like these like influencers, or news anchors. Like he's getting famous people and kidnapping them and then recreating the Faces of Death scenes. And I just really like the approach. And like you mentioned, the gore, the effects, all that was good. Like I just appreciate it. I thought all of that was really good. But it couldn't get away from a lot of convenient horror movie tropey writing that it just couldn't resist it. And I'll let you touch on that. You want to jump into the negatives?
I'm just going to read something.
Go ahead.
Some things should never be seen. A content moderator is tasked with purging offensive media from the internet. When she witnesses a crime in a video, she is lured away from the safety of her keyboard as she obsessively seeks to hold someone accountable. That is not the synopsis for Faces of Death. That's the synopsis for a movie that came out last year called American Sweatshop with Lily Reinhart. One of my biggest gripes about this movie is that I already saw this last year. Now, I forgave it because I know that, I mean, we just reviewed Shriek, if you know what I did, last Friday the 13th. And that movie was
awful.
It was awful. But that movie was actually made before Scary Movie, the first Scary Movie, but released afterwards. Scary Movie went on to be, revered as a great horror comedy spoof. Everybody loves it. So I know that movies can be made and then something else steals its thunder because it got an earlier release. So I think that Faces of Death was actually filmed before American Sweatshop. I haven't been able to confirm that. Like I've seen that that's the case, but anybody can write something online, and I need some verified sources to confirm that. But I forgave that because the first hour of this movie was still captivating, even though it was. I mean, I put it on the calendar. I'm going to pick American Sweatshop in the next couple of months for us to review on the show, just because I want you to see how similar they are. That's really it. And I know that, you're busy. You got a lot going on. So getting you to watch a movie that doesn't necessarily interest you, that's not picked for the show, that's probably not going to happen. So I'm just going to.
I appreciate you lying to our audience that I have a life. Go ahead.
But I forgave it because even though it was pretty much duplicate of what I'd already seen, let's see where it goes. The contents of the video are different. So yeah, let's see what we got. That being said, everything that I gave it grace for and forgave it for fell apart in that final act. Everything after, really after the cops show up, or after she breaks free. So you did say we're going to get into spoilers.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about it. She's locked in a cage in this basement, and there's two other people locked in cages as well. She is able to. I mean, she MacGyvers her way out of this cage. She pulls on carpet and gets the chair to scoot closer so she can reach in her pocket and get this knife, and she frees herself. Blah blah. I can forgive that. That's fine. I mean, that's thinking on the fly. You got fight or flight. She wanted to get out of there. She found a way. But everything that happened after that, she goes upstairs, and instead of running, she obsesses over, I got to get this hard drive. Just take the damn hard drive. She took way too long looking at contents of the videos and stuff. Just take it if that's what you want to do. And then she escapes. But immediately after she escapes the house, I audibly said out loud, because she gets outside the house and the camera gives us a pretty good view of this neighborhood. We see the houses to the left. We see the houses to the right. She's running. And like 10 seconds after she started running, we get a camera cut and she's in the woods. And I audibly went, where the hell did the woods come from? Like, that was so weird to me because we saw to the left of that house, there's not woods there. All of a sudden she's in a park. And I was like, oh, whatever. That's a nitpick. But then she gets to the cops. And the cops do that stereotypical thing like, we got to check it out. We don't necessarily believe you. And they get to the house and this guy's like, oh, she's been stalking me, blah, 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 blah. Why did they not once ask, you drove here from New Orleans to Jacksonville? Like, that to me, all she had to say was, I was abducted. Call the New Orleans Police Department, have them go to my apartment. There's probably blood everywhere because, my roommate, he attacked us. Like, we're missing from New Orleans. That was never brought up, that what are you doing in Jacksonville? So I didn't like that. And
He
then
rage baited the hell out of her, though.
he did rage bait her, and I can appreciate that. I mean, that's some world class gaslighting right there. I like that. I can, aside from the killing and this guy being a psychopath, I bet that he could write a book on relationship advice that I would read cover to cover. But it's just everything that happened after that, and then she goes back to the house because she got the Narcan because they found fentanyl in her system. So she knows she can't get high. She knows the drugs won't be effective on her, and she baits him into injecting her and lures him in. She triumphs. Everyone, like, that's predictable. We had a feeling that she was going to survive this. Great. I'm good with that. What I don't like is that she all of a sudden has this button camera that she's hidden in her bra. Where the hell did she get that? Where did she get that? And that whole,
Because she was on a time crunch.
yeah, I don't know. It just didn't work for me. And then the nature of her just sitting there screaming, looking like a complete psychopath. I get it. That's a big moment. You're going to have some adrenaline, and it's a very guttural scream that she let out. But it's just everything after she got out of the cage did not work for me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. The only thing that really didn't bother me that much was just like her running and then ended up in the woods. Just because, like, I'm not trying to make an excuse for her, but like that's just how Florida is. Like, you can just, there's woods development. But anywho, but what I did have a problem with is, like, this dude is in a neighborhood. This isn't like out in the middle of nowhere, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, he's shooting. He just shot a girl. Like, he literally shot the influencer. Then he shot at her several times. Nobody calling the cops on this guy shooting with a rifle.
I will give him some grace there. It is Duval. I mean, Jacksonville has a reputation.
But it looks like a decent neighborhood.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. That was like our friend Tim's neighborhood.
Neighborhood.
That's a nice part of Jacksonville.
Whatever, bitch. Shout out to Tim. But no cops are called. Like, none of these neighbors like called the police on like this guy opening fire on them. And I agree with you too, man. She's taking way too much time to try and find the hard drive and just get out of the damn house. At this point, like, you need to survive.
Yeah.
Like, go to the police. Like, if both of you girls go, like, they've already read reports that this other, influencer girl is missing. Like, just get to the damn cops and like snitch on this guy.
Yeah.
And I thought that, like, this guy Arthur Spevik, or however you say his last name, he's calculated. He's smart as hell. Like, we watched this guy like go into her like VPN or whatever. I don't know this shit. Like, he's like all up in her IP address. Yeah, he tracks her IP address, finds out all of her files, blah blah blah. Finds out what kind of car she drives, where she lives, yada yada. This guy can't get a better system to cage these people. Like, the cage ain't even like bolted to the ground.
Yeah.
It's like he just threw in like the cheapest dog kennel from like Amazon in there. Like, what are we doing, Arthur?
Yeah.
But that was frustrating. It's like they made his character too smart to be that dumb too.
I thought of another thing that was actually a huge problem for me. While she's at the front door with the cops there, and he's playing she's stalking me, that whole thing. We get cuts back and forth to the influencer. She's tied up in the kitchen. She got tape over her mouth. Her hands are taped together. Now, I know that this is an audio platform, so you can't see what I'm doing, but Nico, you can. Her hands are tied together here, but they weren't tied to her arms weren't tied to her body. She could have raised her hands, ripped the tape off, and screamed, and the cops would have heard that. She didn't even try to get the... I was like, what do you... Rip the tape off. Like, I felt like the Ninja Turtles watching the Tortoise and the Hare video. I'm sitting there in the theater saying, Ninja kick the damn rabbit. Like, what are you doing? Do it.
No, I agree. I forgot about that, actually, but that was a huge problem.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's not like her hands are tied behind her back.
Yeah.
They were right by her face, and she didn't even try and pull the damn tape off. It's like, what are you doing?
And
like, how disappointed would Jigsaw be in her will to live?
Oh, God. He would have, if she survived that, he would have captured her again and put her through another test, because that's just pathetic.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the cops are there, and the cops are now looking at you like, I don't know this situation. So it's clear they're not going to go inside. A scream from inside gives them probable cause, and that's the end of the movie right there. So I think it gets on.
Or you get like a really good police fight with Arthur. You can do something more interesting with that.
Absolutely. But like to me, I put that on the director. Like the director should have caught that and said maybe we tie her hands behind her back and just
Yeah.
reshoot because that was glaring. It was glaring.
Or tie her arms or tape her arms like around her body where they're not like
Yeah,
this close. Like,
because like I said, we could see her arms. Her arms, she could move her elbows.
yeah.
She could move her, everything except for her hands were taped together. It was
I
just
don't I don't understand how writers and directors who edit these movies for hours, rewatch these movies for hours for tedious things to in editing and all that, how they think that the audience is going to like that or not call that out.
yeah,
Like it's like with Letterboxd and all that nowadays, it's like film critique has gotten like, magnified, I guess you could say, because everybody's got TikTok and Instagram,
yep,
YouTube. Everybody wants to get their thoughts out there. It's like, why aren't you catching this stuff? That was one of my biggest problems with Dolly. It's like it's poorly written for the character. It's not her fault,
yeah,
but you did that to him.
yep, 100%.
But yeah, that was frustrating. I'm trying to think if I get any other qualms really, like from earlier in the movie, like other than like Margot's character just being kind of annoying. She is kind of annoying. It's like, what are you doing? Like, you signed this NDA to not do this stuff, and you still do it. And I get it. I'm a Saw fan. I get that they get obsessed with the cases and all that. But it's like you're being too much.
But again, American Sweatshop, same thing. NDA, don't do it. I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna Scooby Doo the hell out of this. Wow.
I'm excited to watch that one because we're going to be talking about another Lily Reinhart movie in just a minute.
Yeah,
Excited about that.
She's wonderful.
She's not bad to look at.
No. Yeah, you gave Faces of Death. What did you say? 3 stars?
3.5.
3.5. I gave it 2.5. I mean, I'm not mad. I watched it. It's a it's a short movie. It's not very long, and it keeps you engaged the whole time. It's just that third act is where it fell apart. So,
and just to carry on about the ending with the catching the confession and all that. Thanksgiving literally did that a couple years ago as well too.
Yeah.
Remember when Jessica gets the phone and goes live, and then the sheriff snitches on himself? It's like we've seen this ending already as well too.
Yeah. But I mean,
I'm not going to fault it, but I still remember that.
Yeah, I think that if everything else in the third act was executed to perfection, we would forgive it more. But it's one of those things that when you already have us frustrated with things that we're seeing, and then you throw something else in that frustrates us or that we've seen before, we can't forgive it as much.
Exactly. But if it's still in theaters when you hear this instant reaction, I do recommend going to see it. Go support IFC, Shudder, independent film, independent horror. Dacre Montgomery, Barbie Ferreira, go support them as well, because we're not going to get as many fresh scripts, fresh takes on franchises, stuff like that, without supporting cinema, like Dustin's all been saying for the past few years. Support cinema.
Yep.
And especially independent stuff. Like,
absolutely.
I mean, support all of it, but especially support the small guy in horror. Final thoughts, Dustin. We good?
Yeah, I think it's a good stopping point.
Yeah, I enjoyed it though. Shout out to Dacre. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll be back.